Greetings and welcome to our webinar, Building Smart Intranet, Simplified with Modern SharePoint. I'd like to give you all a little background on our company first. Beyond Key Technologies is a United States company with multiple offices worldwide that enable our global development model that we employ to help our customers worldwide. And let's see, the next thing I'd like to do is introduce our team. And a little background on the company, I guess, as we go in there. Beyond Key is run with a number of different teams. We have a number of different technologies we're working on, and Beyond Intranet is the group that you're connected with here. We do a lot of interesting things as far as delivering and managing really good SharePoint add-ins. We're well rated in the Microsoft store, working with workflows, and we do custom application development as well. So that is our company. And let's see, for some reason. Oh, and let's see, a little introduction about our team. So we have Bhupendra Singh. He is our SharePoint consultant. Would you like to say hello, Bhupendra?
Hello, everyone.
And Vijay Mentani. He's a SharePoint practice lead for us.
Good morning.
Okay. Well, what I'd like to do first is discuss a little bit about our webinar format. First, I will be introducing the new features of SharePoint. Then Bhupendra will show you how it all works. And we'll follow that with a demonstration Bhupendra has. And then also answer your questions at the end. If you have any questions during the presentation, feel free to post them in the Q&A section, and we'll answer them as we go. Just keep in mind that some questions are very hard to answer with one sentence or two, so that may require a little discussion. And following the webinar, we'll be posting the recording of the webinar and sharing resources in email as well. Quick point I want to discuss too is the nature of classic SharePoint. SharePoint, as you all know, has grown a little old in the tooth. It was created in 2002, and it's definitely showing its age. It's definitely become very difficult to manage, and that's why Microsoft has made this change. Now, for our agenda, let's see, we'll be starting with the Modern SharePoint, as I said, the benefits of Modern SharePoint, the features of Modern SharePoint, and then Bhupendra is going to develop a quick intranet for you and sample some of the technologies, and then that'll be followed by questions and answers. All right, what is Modern SharePoint? Well, Modern SharePoint is basically, off the bat, a better UI. Over the number of years that Microsoft's been working with the technology, many things have changed with web technologies, and they have updated their software accordingly. So you'll find that it's much faster, personalized for user experiences, and will work on any device. It also makes it very easy for anyone to create beautiful pages, and all of those are mobile ready, meaning that they're device agnostic. Benefits of Modern SharePoint. While it looks fresh, and you'll notice that immediately, you'll also find that the web parts have changed, and the elements of the software have changed in order to make it more accessible from all devices. But it's a quicker to use UI and quite attractive as well. One of the key factors of Modern SharePoint in the last 15, 17 years that Microsoft's been producing SharePoint is that mobile devices have come into being. So being mobile friendly is central to any website or technology that people are using. So that's a big factor in SharePoint here. And it really doesn't matter what device someone is using. Microsoft in the past has kind of focused on Internet Explorer and such, but at this point they're making their software work on any device. And there's also a SharePoint app that's available for popular smartphones and tablets. Another key aspect is that SharePoint's much more fast. Reason for that is that the page is created in the web browser rather than the pages being created on the server as they had in the past. Code is actually sent to your device and will create the pages on the fly. In addition to that, Microsoft has set up content delivery networks that store information or the code closer to the users. So again, it speeds the process. So pretty much the only content that you'll need to grab once the pages have begun loading is the content, the data content that you're working with. Another key aspect of modern SharePoint is that it's backed by Office 365 groups. What that allows for is the security that comes from those groups, as well as the benefits of features such as Planner, shared calendar, and a shared OneDrive for business. That way, groups can work together with the security they need and the resources available to them. Another key aspect of modern SharePoint is its flexibility. Modern SharePoint has changed its structure, and it's not tied to the hierarchies that classic SharePoint used. If you're familiar with SharePoint and you've been using it up to this point, the classic SharePoint, those hierarchies were very difficult to change. So as companies changed over time, it made it very difficult to change the structure to match the organizational structure. Modern SharePoint is a flat structure, and that allows for changes and modifications over time, as well as other benefits that we'll see that come from the hub structure. And one key benefit is easy configuration. SharePoint's classic web parts were fairly easy to deal with and put in place, but you often needed to know code and have specialized tunes and tweaks in order to get your website and your SharePoint the way you wanted. The new web parts work much more easily, much more intuitive, and don't require special technical know-how. And what you'll find is the modern team site page is easier to set up than the old one and in classic, and everything is just much easier to use. The details have been taken care of. And we get to security. Security model is important. Obviously, as companies move to the cloud and they're migrating not only their web resources, but their data and all of their work, it's important to make sure that only those people who need to see your information do. So with that in mind, the SharePoint security model allows you to control granular access in many aspects of SharePoint Online down to the item level. In addition to that, the security groups will help you as well. And if needed, one aspect I was going to say with classic SharePoint is that it allowed you to run JavaScript on any page, and that posed a risk. Now admins can limit the scripting on pages, and that's just another benefit of modern SharePoint that you'll find. Now, when we get to the modern sites themselves, what you'll find is that pages can be managed by average users. And that's a key factor in most organizations, that you have information to share and you don't need to be technically super advanced to get that point across and share that with your users and your teams. The modern SharePoint, modern sites are attractive and sharp simply out of the box. And these enable most anyone to create dynamic, great-looking sites quickly. That's accomplished in part by the modern site themes. They allow you to create the branding for your organization, to drop in logos and color schemes, and to get things looking the way you'd like. That's a very important part of your site, and that's part of the modern site themes allow you to do that branding. SharePoint Online includes new default themes that work responsibly on any device, and we think you'll like it once you get started. And we get to modern lists and libraries. These are also more faster and responsive, especially on mobile devices. That's been a key factor, the responsiveness on mobile devices, and you'll see that pretty much everywhere within modern SharePoint. They're new capabilities that enable development of workflow processes that are not tied to SharePoint and can work with cloud services as well. So as you're working with these lists and libraries, you can bring in other resources that you might be using in the cloud. In addition, Power Apps integration is possible, and many things are possible in addition to easier filtering and conditional formatting as well. Key thing to keep in mind with modern pages is that they're content rich. It's very easy to add multimedia content to your pages and actually make those central to the design. And pretty much anyone can do this, as you'll see in a minute when Bhupendra gives a demonstration. And again, they're going to look good on any device. And the rich media parts are really a key factor to this. And many years of change and the access to information from the outside, SharePoint has made it possible to bring all those things together for your organization within your intranet easily. Now, we get to hub sites. I'd spoken of those briefly initially, and hierarchy, the flat approach to SharePoint online intranets that Microsoft's using in modern SharePoint. That again is a big change from the classic SharePoint in the hierarchical structure there that was very difficult to change with the changes of a company. So what you'll find is with hub sites, the structure is flat, and one of the key benefits is once you deem a site a hub site, then the look and feel, logo, and all of the work you've done on branding will flow automatically to those team or communication sites that are joined to it. And that saves a lot of effort from department staff or others who are need to focus on the content and be less concerned about the look and feel. And the SharePoint is composed of modern web parts, and big issue there is that the code is actually executing again on your browser. So they're built to be responsive and work much more quickly. One thing to keep in mind is that modern web parts can work on both classic and modern pages, but you'll see your best benefit as you migrate into the modern SharePoint. Another key aspect are line of business connectors. Office 365 connectors will allow the integration of third-party cloud services, such as Salesforce or Bitbucket and such. So those other cloud tools that you've been using that have been operating outside of the SharePoint realm, you'll now be able to bring those in to create a unified application structure or a unified group of resources for your teams. Which brings us to modern search. Modern search is a key factor of modern SharePoint, and that's based on experience that Microsoft gleans with Microsoft Graph within the system and keeps track of your work over time or the individuals. And that allows for suggestive search results that will be presented to you on a page that also allows you to explore those results without leaving the page. And that can be very helpful and save a lot of time as well. Now let's develop a modern SharePoint site. I'll pass over the baton here to Bhupendra, and if you'd like to lead, Bhupendra, go right ahead.
Thank you, Dave. So let's begin with the demo of building a quick intranet on modern SharePoint. So to build a modern SharePoint intranet, you would require one Office 365 account, which should be SharePoint enabled. It means the subscription should have SharePoint in the subscription. So right now I am in Microsoft 365 Admin Center, and from there I'll go to SharePoint Admin Center. And here I'll tell you how to create a site collection, and then I'll tell you how to register that particular site as a hub site. After that, I have created few samples as well, and I'll tell you how to add sections on your intranet page and how to add web parts on that. So For creating an intranet, I have took the sample of my own company, my own organization. So let's begin. So just go to the SharePoint Admin Center and click on Active Sites. Here you will find the option to create site collection. Just click on the create button and it will show you the options available. So one option is team site, another one is communication site. Both the sites have their own template and own design. And the team site is basically a Office 365 group connected team sites. So with the team sites, you get more benefit. Like if you create a group on Office 365, whatever you get with that group, everything will be included in that team sites as well. Like a group email, a planner, or you can create a Teams group. Like I'm talking about the Microsoft Teams, and that as well you can create a group on using that particular Teams site. Another one is communication site. So for building an intranet, I will choose the communication site and I'll register that site as hub site later on. So just give a name to your site collection. And here you can see that this is available. You just need to give the name of the site owner. It can be multiple person or single person as well. So right now I'm just putting my name so that I can own that site and I can manage that site collection. While creating a site collection, it will ask you for the language, so you can choose the options available from the language. Also under advanced setting, you can see the time zone. So I'm just keeping the default time zone right now. And here you can see site designs available. So as by default the topic design will be selected, and at the bottom you can see the design here. When you choose the showcase, it will display the design of the showcase template, but I'll select the blank one as we are going to build our intranet from scratch. And just click on the finish button and it will create your site collection. So once it is created, we'll go on the site collection. Now you can see that site collection is created. Just search for the site collection. Here it is. And just check that box and you can see organize sites into hubs. So go there and click on register as hub site. When you click here, it will ask you for your hub name and people who can associate their sites with the hub. So you can put the name of the people you want to give that privilege, and you can name your hub as well. So right now I'm just putting my name. So if anyone get any disturbance from background or any noise, please raise your hand, and you can also write it on chat so that uh, I can um, I can just manage this disturbance as well from my end. So now this site is registered as hub. You can see here home hub site. Just click on the link and it will redirect you to the site collection. Here you can see there is a navigation here and one navigation at the top. So basically the top navigation is the hub navigation, and this hub navigation will be common throughout all the associated sites. So every site you will associate with your hub, you will get this navigation, and this is the beauty of having a hub site, right? And that's why we recommend to build your intranet with a hub site so that you can get a common navigation throughout all your associated sites. So let's begin. And here you can see there is a create site option. So to create associated sites directly, you can directly go here and click on create site, and it will again ask you for the type of site you want to create, team site or communication site, right? So whatever site you will create, it will it will automatically associate with your app. And if I'm going too fast, please let me know. And you can raise your hand so that I will know that I'm going fast. Okay, so now I'll show you how to edit that page and how to have sections and web parts on your page. So when you edit your page, you can see there is a plus button, and when you hover on it, it says add a new section. Another plus button is here at the center, and when you hover on it, it says add a new web part in column 1. So what is that column 1? So basically by default there's a one column structure which is by default there, and when you click on the plus button it will ask you to choose the layout. So you can choose from the layouts available. Here you can see there are one column, two column, three column, and the options full width sections and vertical sections is available. So you can either you can have one section, and you can have multiple sections as well if you want to add two columns after one column. So that way you can have multiple sections on your page, and you can have web parts in each section. So like on the top of the page you can add your banner. So there were few web parts are there, like you can see there is a hero web part, and in hero web part you can have you also have the layouts. And if you choose the one column structure, you can add the call to action and add image which can become your banner. So I have already created one intranet for you which I'll show you. And before that, before going to the intranet page, I want to show you the options available here in the configuration settings. So if you want to go under hub settings, if you want to have your logo on the hub navigation, you just need to click on the gear icon and need to go under hub site settings, and you can upload your logo here, and your hub site name you can write here. Also in the second navigation, the site navigation, if you want to have your logo, you just need to go under site information, and you can have your logo here, name of the site, and there you can see hub site association. So this is already a hub site. You cannot associate a hub site to a hub site, but other sites to a hub site you can connect, which is not a hub site. You can connect all those sites which are not hub site to any hub site. And here you can see there is a change the look option. When you go under change the look, you will find themes, header, navigation, and footer settings. So when you go under themes, you will find some colors and themes. So basically it is for branding, right? You can choose any theme available, and you can create your own theme as well. For that we have a blog ready, and that blog we will share after this webinar in the email. And whatever themes we will create will appear under company themes, and the default themes appear under SharePoint themes. Under header navigation, you can choose the layout. You can have the logo of the site navigation. You can select the background color as well. Okay. And then under navigation, you can choose whether you want your navigation as cascading and mega menus. I'll show that later on. And footer, you can upload your logo in footer, and you can name your footer as well. Let's move to the intranet we have already built. So here you can see a banner of my company, and just next to my banner I have a news section. So basically this news section is a news web part which is by default available from SharePoint. All those web parts I have added are the out of the box feature of SharePoint, right? Here you can see there is a leadership section. So this is nothing but the people's web part. And let me edit the page so that I can show you what are the things I have used on my intranet page. So this is the hero web part. When you edit it, when you click on the web part, here you can see some icons. So you just need to click on the edit button, and here you can see it's a hero web part, and I have chose the one tile option, a one tile layout, and I have added my image, and here you can see at the bottom there is a edit detail button, edit detail icon. When you click on that, it will ask you for the link to redirect, like when you click on the banner where it should redirect. And the title on the banner, here you can see that title is here. Also you can hide and show that layout title. You can add the image link, you can choose the color only option. When you choose the custom image, you need to upload it, and few more options are there, like call to action you can add. So all these settings are there for hero web part. Now let's move to the news web part. uh, when we edit the news web part, we can see the options available for news. Like we can choose the source of the news. It could be from any site collection. It could and right now by default it is there, like all sites in the hub. So the source would be from the every site which is associated from my hub, and if any news is published on the associated site, it will directly appear on the intranet home as well, right, if I choose that option. So these are some source option is there. Few layouts are there, like list layout you can choose the top story layout, you can choose the side by side layout. So this kind of layouts are there. Compact view is also there. You can see the enable audience targeting. So audience targeting is something if you want to personalize this web part, like if I log in, I should see whatever is recommended to me, or whatever is relevant to me only, right? So that is something which comes under audience targeting. And you can organize your news. If you have multiple news, you can arrange which news should appear on the top. So every web part has some properties. Like we have a leadership section here. So basically I have created a one column section, and I have selected the background color as blue, right? So under section, I have added the people's web part. Here you can see it is people web part, and I I have selected the layout as descriptive. So you just need to type any name here, and when you click, it will add that person on a card, right? Let's republish it. Here you can see there's a team members handbook is there. Let me add it and show what is this team members handbook. So basically it's a file viewer web part in which I have uploaded one file. I just dragged and dropped one file here, and when you drag and drop any file on the internet homepage, it will automatically add the file viewer web part. This is the text web part. So I have added a text web part. So in text web part, you can add any text on your internet homepage, and you can make it bold, italic, underline, highlight. So like a rich text editor, it works. This is a document library web part. So when you add a document library web part, you have multiple options there. Like you can choose the source from which document library you want to have your data. So you can choose your library. You can choose whether you want to see all the documents and the views. You can create the views under library and list, and you can choose the view, whatever view you would like to see here. So these are few settings are there for document library, and this is something which I like the most. It is a countdown timer web part. So basically, as you all know, Microsoft Ignite will going to be there in November. So I have added one countdown timer, and let me edit. Let me edit and show what are the options are there for the countdown timer. So when you add a countdown timer, you can add a background image for the timer. As you can see here, I have a background image, You can set the date and time for the timer and it will automatically start. You can choose the display timer as option, and it will the options are there like days, hours, minute, and days, hours, minutes, and seconds. So you can select like what you want to see on your countdown timer, right? That way. Call to action is there. When you enable call to action, it will enable one button. Like I have check agenda button here. Here you can see I have I already have the text here like check agenda, and I have provided one link. So when you will click on that button, it will redirect you to that particular page. Okay, so that was the countdown timer. Events are there. Events have the same properties like news web part. You can choose the source, you can choose the category of event, you can choose the date range, you can choose the layout, and you can choose the number of events you want to show. Just next to that, I have a embedded one YouTube video. So to embed YouTube video, we have one web part. Like let me click here, and when you click here, it will show all the web parts. And when you click on that icon, you can see all the web parts available, right? And if you are not able to see any web part, just there is a search box available, so you can simply type here and you can search for the web part. So I have added the YouTube web part, and when I have added the YouTube web part, it asks me for the link. So let me add it and show you the properties available. So here you can see I have added one embed code here. So either you can add the YouTube video link, or you can add the the embed code. So from where I get this embed code? So let me go to YouTube. When you click on the share button on YouTube, you will find an embed option there. And here you can copy that embed code and paste it, and just paste it in this section, and it will automatically take your YouTube video. You can also choose the start time, and few options are there like show suggested video at the end. So I don't want suggestions, right? So I can disable that. Show player control, show video title. So all these options are there. You can choose from there. I have Twitter on my intranet page. So I have added the Twitter web path, and Twitter web path, I have this settings. So I need to add the name of my Twitter account, and it will display the tweets there. I can choose how many number of tweets I want to show, right? So these functionalities are there. I have a world clock on my intranet homepage, so that I can have multiple world clocks on my intranet homepage. So basically our company is located uh, in the multiple locations. So that's why I need to have this world clock. Like we are in Chicago, New York, London. So we need to have a world clock. So I have added one world clock web part, and here you can see you just need to type the name of the city, and it will automatically add the time. And this web part also have few settings like every web part have. You can choose the date and time format. If you enable, it will show like the available date formats and time formats. Also you can choose whether you would like to have show the day of week or not. After that, we have recent activities. So basically it is the highlighted content web part, and this is something which is really interesting. And in highlighted content, you can have custom query. So if you are a technical person and you know KQL, and you can create a query, so you can you can add your query here and it will show using that query. But if you're not a technical person, you can directly select the filter option and you can choose the source, and you can choose like what should be in highlighted content, what you need to have. If you want to see the document, you want to see the task, latest tasks, like many of our clients ask us to have their task on their intranet page. So this is something you can use. So all these options are there, you can choose from it. Filters are there, like if any news content Microsoft Word, so it should appear here. So and layouts are there, audience targeting is also there, and number of items are there. After that, I have a Bing map web part. In that, I have added my company location in Chicago. So we have based in Chicago as well. So you just need to add the Bing map web part, and when you add that web part, here you need to add, sorry, here you need to add the address, and once you add the address, that address will reflect on the map. And under in that web part you have few options available. You like you have a road view, you can see the aerial view, you can choose from the bird eye view. So these options are there, right? So it works like that. Also, if you want to pin, like I already have Beyond Technologies LLC pinned on the map. So you can select like you want to show the pin or not, you want to show the pin level or not. And after that, I have the quick links web part, in which I have added connect with us links, like the LinkedIn channel, LinkedIn page of my company, Twitter account of my company, Facebook page of my company, and YouTube channel of my company. So the this works like you just need to click on the add links button, and you can choose the source, like whether you want to have any site collection as a link, or you want to add any link. You just simply need to add that link here, and like I have added that LinkedIn page link here. And after that, you can select the custom image or auto select option, or the icons option. So when you choose the icons option, there are few by default icons are there, from which you can choose. A number of icons are there, and you can choose from all the icons available. So I think we are we after that, at the last you can see there is a banner, sorry, there is a footer. And in footer I have my company logo, some text, and few links for blog, customer stories, and contact us. So by default, this footer have nothing, just that edit button. You just need to click on the edit button, and you can add your links here. So just click on the plus button, and it will ask you want to add a URL or header, and you can choose URL, you can add the address, and you can add the display name, like I have already added here, right? That way. And I have already shown you earlier like how to add the icon in footer and add the name of the footer. So this is the name. I have added this text under the name of the footer, and I have added this logo from here, like I have already shown you earlier. Under change the look, you have that footer option, and you can select it from your here. And under header option, you can choose the layout of the header. You can see it here. So I have done with the intranet. I have already built that. So that way you can quickly build an intranet uh, very fast. You can do that, and that is something which is really easy. A non-technical person can easily do that. And I after that I have also created few associated sites. So let's go to the associated site. So here you can see basically this is a team site, group connected team site, and the group connected team site comes with the default news web part, quick links, documents library, and activity. And this is something which I have added. So what is this? So as I have told you earlier, group connected team sites have few advantage, like you get the planner, and you can create teams group by using that particular team site as well. So whoever will be the member of this site will automatically become the member of that group on Teams. So I have added one planner. Here you can see my planner, HR team task, and I have that filtering available. I can filter by assign to, I can, like, grouping is there, and filters are also there, like I can filter from view date. So all these benefits of team site is there if you choose a group connected team site. So you can create multiple team site and associate it with your hub site. So we are done with building an intranet. So now I'll show another layout which I have created using all the same web parts, and but the different layout. Sorry, I forgot to show you one thing. Like in news web part, you can add a news using any outside link as well. So for that, when you click on the add button, it will ask you post a news or post link. So if you choose the post news option, it will redirect you to a page where you can create your own news. You can add a banner, you can have some text, and you can publish that news. But if you choose the news link option, you can add any outside news link, and it will automatically create a news, right? And let me show the another layout I have created. So this is something I have created using all the same web part. This is the hero web part. So the difference is, like, here I have the vertical section. Here you can see in vertical section I have world clocks, connect with clients like YouTube channel, my important documents, my most recent documents, my Twitter handler account, and that follows links. And here you can see the Bing map, my countdown timer, my leadership page, and my events, and my employee handbook, and few more samples I have. So this is something like this is the same intranet but with the different design. So here I have all the all the horizontal web parts, and here I have horizontal plus vertical section, right? And few more samples, like this sample you can see. Here I have a hero web part as banner. Here I have quick links. So like I have told you in the upside navigation, you can have cascading style. So that way it appears if you choose the cascading, and if you choose the mega menus, it will appear like that. So you can have multiple links in your mega menus, right? So let me show this sample as well. This have hero web part, quick links. This is the news web part, and after that I have the text web part, and this is I think this is the news web part. Sorry, this is not the news web part. This is the quick links web part, and here you can see the people web part. So few design samples which I have already in ready. So this is some different layout. Here you can see the news web part and the quick links web part on the right hand side. This is the file viewer. So I have one file in my file viewer, the full width the web part, and here I have the image web part added, and all these are quick links and the people web part and the events. So that way you can design your own web part. You can select your own sections on your page. You can put your own web parts, and Also, there are options available to have custom web parts. So for that, you need to have you need to contact any vendor and you need to put your requirements so that they can create any web part and any solution on SharePoint for you. Like we are one of the top producer of SharePoint add-ins. So and I have finished with the intranet demo. So you can email us your queries. If you have any more queries, you can directly email us and we are here to help you. We'll answer you directly in an email. And thank you so much for your time.